In Indonesia, football is more than just a game, it is life. From alleys to grand stadiums, the ball keeps rolling. Supporters don't just watch, they live for their clubs. But behind the roar, there is history, pain, and hope. This is the story of Indonesian football's passion. Football in the hearts of the people. Football clubs seem to have their own cultural identities. Supporters even pass on traditions from generation to generation. Football also unites different social classes and backgrounds. Football in Indonesia is more than just a sport, it is a lifestyle. From children to adults, everyone has their own favorite club. The atmosphere in the stadium during a match can be comparable to the World Cup final. People are willing to travel far just to watch it live. Early history of the national team. The Indonesian national team has a long history since the Dutch East Indies era. In the 1938 World Cup, Indonesia became the first Asian country to appear. Although they only played once and lost to Hungary, it was an important history. Since then, the national team has been active in Asian and Asian events. Unfortunately, no major championship titles have been won. The national team also often changes coaches and systems. Inconsistency makes it difficult to achieve achievements sustainably. Several golden generations have emerged, but failed to maintain momentum. Even so, fan support for the national team remains extraordinary. The national team is still a symbol of national pride in the field of sports. Hot Domestic League. Liga 1 is the highest professional league in Indonesia. The competition between clubs is very hot, especially in derby matches. The clubs have an extraordinary fanatical fan base. Persija, Persib, Arema and Persibaya are examples of clubs with long histories. Each match can be a show of strength between cities. However, this high tension sometimes turns into violence. The league was disrupted by internal conflict and dualism. Now, the competition is starting to stabilize and attract big sponsors. Improved broadcast quality and VAR are starting to be implemented. The domestic league is the main foundation for the development of the national team in the future. Fanatical supporters. Indonesian supporters are known to be the most loyal in Southeast Asia. They don't just watch, but become part of the club. Groups such as Jakmania, Aremania, Bonek, Viking have a strong identity. Some even have their own code of ethics and organizational structure. Rivalry between supporter groups can be very intense. Sometimes disputes end in clashes outside the stadium. The Kanjuruhan tragedy was a turning point for Indonesian football. After that, a peaceful movement emerged between supporters. Supporters began to be more aware of their role in football. They are not just spectators, but guardians of Indonesian football culture. Issues and controversies. Indonesian football is inseparable from various structural problems. Corruption and match fixing have been chronic problems for a long time. Many clubs are in debt and do not pay players' salaries. Political intervention often makes competition unhealthy. PSSI has been frozen by FIFA several times due to internal turmoil. Tragedy after tragedy highlights the poor management of matches. Many stadium infrastructures do not meet FIFA standards. Lack of transparency has caused the public to lose trust. However, there are currently efforts to clean up completely. Change takes time and determination from all parties. Hope from the young generation. Indonesia has extraordinary young talents in various regions. Coaching programs such as Garuda Select opened the door to Europe. Young names such as Marcelino, Hockey and Struik are starting to shine. Many SSPs are emerging even in remote areas. Youth leagues are becoming more organized and competitive. Foreign coaches are also involved in transferring knowledge. Schools and campuses are starting to support soccer athletes. Social media is helping to increase the popularity of young players. PSSI is now serious about building from the bottom. Hope now rests on those born in a new era. Future and resurrection. Hosting the U17 World Cup is an important turning point. This event shows FIFA's trust in Indonesia. Stadiums are being renovated extensively to welcome the world. The government and PSSI are starting to have one voice regarding reform. Technology such as VAR is starting to be implemented in League One. Supporters are starting to be educated about security and positive culture. Foreign sponsors and investors are starting to enter the Indonesian football industry. If managed seriously, football can be a driver of the national economy. All parties must now maintain this positive momentum, because if done together, football can be a true pride of Indonesia. Indonesian football is not just about who wins or loses. It is about the spirit that never dies in the stands, the streets, and the hearts of the people. About a child who dreams of becoming a star on a grass field that is not always flat. About thousands of voices united in one chant, one color, one belief. About the wounds that have occurred and the hopes that continue to be fought for. We have gone through chaos, conflict, and tragedy that have rocked the world. But from the ruins, new hope grows that cannot be stopped. Because every kick, every cheer, every cheers, proof that our football lives. We may not be the best yet, but we never stop trying. The young generation is now carrying the torch of change, and they need support from all parties. Clubs, federations, government, and supporters all must walk with one vision. If we are truly united, Indonesian football will not only rise, it will stand, run, and shine in the eyes of the world. Not as an old story full of problems, but as a new force from Southeast Asia. This is the time to believe, to change, and to love Indonesian football in a better way. Indonesian football is an unfinished story, full of wounds, but also full of hope. If you believe change is possible, help spread this story. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, because one click from you can make more people aware that our football is worth fighting for.
Don't ever let them get inside your head. They'll tell you what to do in life instead of everything you know that you could get. Don't let them guide your life towards regret. I'll fight for what I love with every breath. My past is filled with things I won't forget. I use them all to push me to my best. So treat the worst of times just like a test.